Ladies and gentlemen, number 21, Mason Flegel joining us right now. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you doing?
Really good, really good. Let me just adjust my camera here. Perfect. Perfect. Where are you right now?
Just medicine hat.
Ah, you're not that far. Good,
Yeah.
good, good. How you been, my friend? We've had some crazy times over the past couple of months. It all started with that really weird weekend in the second week of March there, where just little by little, one by one, everything just started getting canceled. And I think you probably agree, one of the weirdest weekends of our lives. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. It's just weird. Wasn't really a homebody until then, so it's been
Were
tough
you
to adjust to.
were you following that whole story even before this all went down, or were you one of these people that it just kind of caught you off guard?
No, I've heard rumors that there's been people who had known about COVID-19 since December, and then I guess it didn't really come to my attention until all the sports started getting canceled and there's nothing to watch on TV but old golf tournaments and old sports other than that.
Well, you're a gamer too, right? I'm sure you've been spending a little bit of time doing that.
Yeah, I've been playing quite a few video games, that's for
What do,
sure.
what are you playing?
Right now, I'm big on the Call of Duty Warzone.
Okay, you and my youngest son would probably have some pretty good battles if you guys connected in that way.
We
It's
might
all
have.
good. And so, over the past couple of months, you say you've been a bit of a homebody, but are you still training? Are you still managing to somehow get a little bit of practice time in? Because every now and then I drive by the pitch at the leisure center there, and I see young people playing soccer there and having a bit of a good time. So I mean, it's still happening, right?
Yeah, to be honest, probably haven't kicked a soccer ball since November of that last season I played.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, fill me in. Where are you at with the education thing? You still have another year, though, right?
I graduated the business admin diploma program with a major in accounting in
Okay.
April of 2019. I took this last year off, which I guess now was a bit of a mistake. Now I have to go elsewhere to finish my schooling. I heard
Okay.
that the Medicine at College won't be doing their collaboration with Mount Royal anymore for the Bachelor of Business Admin program. So I applied to Lethbridge and Mount Royal and got in at Lethbridge. So uh, I'm going to be going actually to Calgary to join the campus there. They have a small campus in the downtown core of Calgary,
Okay.
and it's more of like a night school. So I'm going to be able to hopefully get a job once this is all over and be working and going to school at the same time. And I got about 2.5 years. I got a lot of transfer credits, so that was good.
Ah, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about your time with the Rattlers playing soccer here. You played 3 seasons, though, right?
Yeah.
So you saw two distinct eras
Yeah.
in Rattler soccer: the Jim Laughlin era, the Rob Kavikia. Sorry, I always say Kavikia, but it's Kavikia era. Talk a little bit about just kind of playing for both coaches and being a part of both regimes. Maybe which one, and that might not be a fair question, which one you liked more, but how were they different from each other?
Well, to be honest, I didn't play for Rob. I played for Coach Ian Tully.
Ah, good point. Okay.
So, but yeah, starting off with Jim, my first year was a wake up call. I'll tell you that it was quite the jump from club to the ACAC. At least I thought. Well, the group of guys I had around me, being a first year defender coming into the college was quite eye opening. I had practice against Bernie and Bruno Reynosa, my brothers from Mexico. Wish them well. Yeah, they gave me they got me up to speed quite quickly. Um,
Well, I
it
mean,
was just tough playing against guys of that caliber. I haven't played against anything like that in the Medicine Hat Club area, and even going to tournaments, Calgary, Edmonton, such like stuff like that. So playing against guys that have that level of skill and talent, and they shared a brain and were able to speak another language, it was like, holy, I'm way out of sorts here.
that era of Rattler soccer, I mean, yeah, you mentioned the brothers from Mexico, and I forget exactly who else, but there was a significant international flavor with that team. And you're talking about, guys from they were walking, right? I mean, chances are they had a soccer ball in their hands before they actually could walk. And so
Yeah.
It's definitely a treat to see just what they can actually do with a soccer ball, for crying out loud. I mean, just talent dripping off of these guys.
Yeah, those two alone, they didn't have to talk much to know where one another were going to be and when to play the ball, how hard to play the ball. It was like they shared a brain, honestly.
Hmm. And Coach Jim, um, nice guy, great guy, very no nonsense though. He had his way of motivating the team, and I mean, he left no doubt whatsoever where you stood on his team. Talk a little bit about him as a coach.
I thought Jim was one of the best coaches I ever had.
Yep.
He's one of those guys that helped me along the way to becoming a coach myself, and he's the one that kind of started the gateway for the Rattlers soccer players to be coaching the Rattlers club program here in town, which I think has done a phenomenal job with just embracing the youth that we have in our city here and helping them grow as individuals and players.
Hmm.
Because I know Jim did that for myself, and he's done that for other players as well that have come up through the Rattlers program.
Okay. And then moving forward into the Ian Tully era, again, very different style. Would you say a different style of coach?
Oh, completely different style. Playing with Jim, we didn't do much fitness. And then with Ian, it was a complete 180. We did 20, 30 minutes of hard fitness each session we did, and that was something else.
If you're not used to that, look out, right?
No,
Uh,
it was a lot.
yeah, 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 yeah. Talk about some. I was reading. I forget where it was, and I didn't even know who it was, but when they were promoting the fact that you were coming on tonight, somebody said something like, "Oh boy, here we go. He's going to talk about the goal." Tell me.
uh,
Okay, there you go. Tell me about the goal.
the goal, that's funny. Yeah, we went to a futsal tournament in Lakeland, and our other keeper, our number one keeper, John Walker, good friend of mine,
Yep.
got concussed like usual at the futsal tournaments we went to. And I went in, and a couple minutes left in the game, we were losing, and there was a free kick, or actually it's a kick in, sorry, on the side. And uh, my teammate at the time, Dallas Neufeld, passed me the ball, and I put it top bins, as they'd like to say, and the rest was history.
Beauty.
Yeah,
Bring on the celebration. Rip the shirt off or
yeah.
what?
No, you
No.
get carded for taking the kid off in
Ah,
soccer, but it's
that's
kind of
right.
funny because you always think of these celebrations you'd like to do for the moment you score, and it, being a goalie, that moment doesn't come often. So when I scored, I didn't really actually execute any of the celebrations I had planned or thought I'd planned. It just kind of the
Yeah.
moment hits you so you do some ridiculous things sometimes.
Uh, what it, futsal, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about the game and how it works and some of the things like that, but it seems like the players just have an absolute blast, right? It seems like out on the pitch, it's a lot more serious, but once you kind of get indoors and in the gym, it's all about love of the game and it's just about having a really fun time, right?
Yeah, for the game of futsal, I kind of explain it to people who don't know it that well. It's kind of a hockey sort of basketball take, but with soccer mostly. It's a lot faster paced. It's more footwork heavy. You got to be good on your feet, quick with your mind as well, to know where passing lanes are and where your guys are going to be. So it's really quick. I had the chance of being on the team when we hosted the futsal championship, and that weekend was incredible. It was one of the best weekends I've had with the team, and I wish that was broadcasted. I would go back and rewatch those games. It was a lot of fun, and I'm sure the fans liked it as well. A
Hmm.
lot of guys on other teams that came up to me and the other guys on the team and said, "Wow, we didn't really know how fun of a sport futsal was to watch because we find soccer quite dry and boring," which is like to each their own, right? Like it can
Yep.
be at times, and it's just a different pace of a game. And I wish more of the other teams and other people would come out and watch futsal if they have the opportunity.
Now, every gymnasium has different kind of features and even different dimensions and so on. I mean, the basketball court and the volleyball court are obviously regulation size, but in the sport of futsal, every gym is a little bit different and it's got its own kind of quirks and whatnot, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the same with every pitch as well in the ACAC.
That's
Our
true.
pitch is the biggest pitch in the ACAC, and Lethbridge College actually has the smallest pitch in the ACAC. So it's kind of fun going there and playing, and them coming here and playing. But as long as futsal goes and soccer, there's just minimum and maximum guidelines set out by the leagues at that point in time where your field can not be shorter than this distance or narrower than this distance, and same for max size as well.
Okay. Guys, we got Mason Flegel joining us right now. Men's soccer, played 3 seasons with the Medicine College Rattlers, took a year off, and now he's headed to Calgary. You said your program's actually based out of Lethbridge College, though? Is that right?
No, University of Lethbridge.
It is U of L. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Just looking at the comments here, Colin Rolko says, "Hey Mason, who was the best soccer player you ever played alongside in your time as a Rattler?" So let me actually kind of change that up a little bit. Who's the best player you played with, and the best player you played against? What would you say?
Oh, on the Rattlers, I'd have to say the best player I played with was probably, I'd say it'd be close between Rodrigo and Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
Playing against, we played a Lethbridge College team, a team that went to, I think they went to nationals that year.
Okay.
His name is Nico Pasquati. He actually plays in the Canadian Premier League right now for Calgary FC, based out of Calgary, and he's probably the best player I ever played against.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? It's going to be exciting for you to be in Calgary and hopefully a chance to check out some of those games. I hear lots
yeah,
of great things about the atmosphere and the vibe. I kind of think that Calgary's probably big enough for an MLS team, but that's something that would have to grow and a facility and so on. But it's going to be a lot of fun for you. Now, I want to ask you a little bit about. I mean, you mentioned John getting concussed playing futsal. Um, you're no stranger to injuries either, though, are you? Can you talk a little bit about that and some of the problems that you sustained during your playing career, and how are you feeling now?
So yeah, my second year, we actually were playing the under 18 club team for Medicine Hat, and it's just an exhibition game that we do once every month or so in the winter. Just go to the FLC, put a little squad together, and play them in the indoor stadium. And I went in to block a shot against my buddy Ethan, and yeah, like I went in to block the shot. I blocked the shot before I had planted my ankle, and then as my ankle and foot hit the ground, instead of dislocating my ankle or popping out my ankle, my knee actually dislocated. My patella, my kneecap, actually dislocated quite far from my knee. And for those of the people who have seen the picture or were there, they said it was one of the most gross things they've ever seen in their life. And for me, I thought it was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Get out
So
of
it's
here.
yeah, it
Wait a
was
minute, wait a
nuts.
minute, wait a minute. We're talking, okay, so for the sports purists, we're talking about the quote unquote the Joe Theismann injury, right? Where the knee literally buckles and goes the wrong way. That's what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, so my knee, how it sits, so it sits like that. And so when my injury happened, my kneecap actually shifted and was sitting about here on the side of my leg. So
Stephen Copeland says, "Oh my God, I remember that injury."
yeah, I think we were playing Steph in that
Okay.
game actually. Yeah.
And okay, you say it was actually kind of cool. I mean, I think we've all kind of had some kind of injury where you thought, God, that should hurt, but it doesn't really hurt that much. Tell me that hurt like a bugger though when it happened to you.
Honestly, no, I didn't feel it. I had too much adrenaline. Like you're in the
Wow.
game and you got adrenaline going, and I remember watching it happen honestly, and I just laid like they actually had scored right after that, and I'm laying there on the field, and the guys were like, "Come on, get up, Flegel," and I'm like, "I can't, guys." They're like, come on," and I just looked at them and I said, I can't."
Wait, after seeing that, those jerks kept playing.
It was very temporarily.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so at what point did it hurt? You can't say it
Uh,
didn't hurt at all because I'm sure it did eventually.
when they put it back in place.
And they did that at the hospital, or did they
Yeah.
actually do that while you were okay? All right.
Yeah. There was a physiotherapist there. Her name is Deb. She owns Alberta. massage
Yep.
therapy or something clinic,
Yep.
kind of behind Bayside and over in that area by Murray and stuff.
Yep.
She was actually in the stands, and uh, she ran onto the field, and there was a temp, like a paramedic there at the Leisure Center who was actually in the paramedic program at the college. His name is Brendan Schaefer. He's friends with
Mm-hmm.
some of the people I'd played with, and he was like, I've never seen anything like this before. And so it was kind of funny. I became a test dummy for a little bit before the ambulance showed up, and Deb
Okay.
was showing him different muscles and all this stuff, and where my knee should have been, and how it could have possibly gotten there, which today is still a mystery. I have no idea. But there's always freak accidents that happen in sport, right? And it's crazy how that changes you.
Yep. Guys, we're talking to Mason Flegel here, number 21 back in the day for the Rattlers. Talk about that rehab process and coming back from that. I'd imagine that it certainly took a lot of time.
Oh, it was awful. I don't wish that upon anyone.
Yeah.
Um, I remember getting surgery, and I was in the day surgery unit, and I was on the in the hospital on the bed, just laying there waiting. I probably waited a couple hours before I went into surgery, and they'd pushed me from the bed to the operating room, and then they had asked me to walk from the bed onto the operating table, and I just thought, and then I woke up, I don't know how long later after my surgery when it was done, and that was the last thing I remember was I got down, counting down from 10. I made it to, I think, 8, and I was just asleep and out. And then
Yep.
I woke up and tried to walk. I thought about walking again, and then my nurse was like, "Nope, nope, nope, you can't do that." And
Yeah.
that was strange, right? Walking under my own power into the OR and then not being able to walk for I
Exactly.
didn't for 3 days, 4 days. I didn't move out of bed. I was in bed rest for 3 to 4 days.
Isn't it waking up from surgery? Isn't that kind of one of the weirdest feelings at all, really? I mean, I've had a chance to do that a few times. And if you're lucky, there's a nurse there that says, you're just waking up from surgery, you're in the hospital, everything went good, just relax and take it easy. If you're lucky, you got that nurse saying that. Otherwise, you have to kind of piece it all together while you're still in this drug induced funk, right? What
Yeah,
was it like
yeah.
for you? What was it like for you the first moments after the surgery?
So actually didn't have a nurse in my, let's call it a cubicle, where I
Okay.
was resting and woke up. Uh, my buddy Dez was just on his way to the hospital to pick me up, and so I actually had like started to like get myself out of the bed, and a nurse had walked by, and she's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" And I was like, yeah, "I don't know." Like, you tell me. And she's like, "Oh, you can't walk." And yeah, then I just looked down at my leg, and I was like, "Oh yeah." And then
Wow.
so yeah, that was pretty much about it.
Crazy times, hey?
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. So you're kind of focusing on coaching now. Is that kind of what we're looking at?
Yeah, I love coaching. I've had the chance to coach a couple of sports here locally in town. I started off doing soccer with the Rattler program. I coached U15 and U17 age group,
Hmm.
and then me and my buddy Will Boss, another former player, uh, he was asked if he would coach his brother's basketball team at Notre Dame, and it was just kind of him flying solo. And he's like, "Hey, do you want to help me out? Like, I know you're kind of bunged up from surgery and everything, and can't do a whole lot, but a set of eyes and everything will help." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, man. Like, let's do it." And then so I've been at Notre Dame for 3 consecutive seasons, and it's going to be sad that that has to end
Yeah. Yeah.
when I go off to school in Calgary. But I don't know. Maybe I can find a middle school or something to coach there.
Yep. We move on, right?
Yeah.
I'm just kind of looking at our list of viewers here right now. And I know we've got a few of your former teammates. Johnny Keohane, you played with him, right?
Yeah, he's the one that will forever envy that goal I scored against Lakeland in futsal.
Ah, that's right. Who else do I see? I see Colin. Colin says, "Hey, even no, he says you still rallied yourself to make it out with the boys on the weekends, even with that injury. That's pretty cool."
Yeah.
Anybody else have anything you want to say to Mason here? Mason Flegel joining us on the broadcast right now. Tell me this: the I believe it is the Bundesliga is back, and they're playing their games without fans. Do you feel that soccer is a COVID safe sport, and that should be, or well, I mean, it basically is one of the first ones back. Do you feel there's a danger there, or would you be like the first one on the pitch if you had a chance to?
I mean, if there's assurance that they think it would be completely safe for the players to continue on the season, I think they have every right to do so, and they've got they're monitoring player safety. They're testing them frequently. There's no positive tests. I think like why not, right? Like
Yep.
people need sport, and it like for me even just watching the Bundesliga, which I haven't been a huge follower of, but these last few weeks I've gotten myself up to watching a couple of matches, 2, 3 matches a weekend, and it's high quality soccer, of course, and uh,
Absolutely.
Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund are world class clubs that put on good shows, and watching it without fans is actually kind of neat when you have a knowledge of the sport and listening to what the players say and how they communicate, and even in another language, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Hanover 96, my team. Worst team in the Bundesliga. But that's okay. Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. All right. Once again, guys, Mason Flegel joining us right now here. So, what's going on this summer? I mean, you say you're being a bit of a homebody. We're playing some video games. Are you getting out there working a little bit, or what's kind of taking up most of your time these days?
Right now, I'm not currently working. I've been doing a lot of fishing, kind of doing some home workouts, um, just kind of hanging out, right? Just spending some time with the family now before I go off to Calgary.
Yep. Hey, dude,
Um,
where's your fishing spot? I mean, I know a few fishermen, but they are so secretive as to where they go fishing and they don't want to tell anybody. But in a general sense, then, if you can't tell me your exact, that one spot, but be a little more general, then where do you go?
there's a nice sandbar I like to go down to by police. You got to drive. You want to walk down the path from Police Point Park.
Okay.
That's a decent spot. You can catch quite a wide variety of fish from there. You can catch sturgeon, um, pike a little less frequently. There's suckers in there, walleye, rainbow trout. Very hard to catch rainbow trout out of the river. My buddy's done it though.
Wow.
Um, and goldeye.
I
And
had
there's
no idea that we had such a broad selection in the South Saskatchewan River.
yeah,
I knew that there was sturgeon there. I've seen some pictures of some of the sturgeon that some people have caught. Actually, some of them can be quite big.
yeah.
We're not talking about British Columbia sturgeon,
No,
but I mean you'd be surprised at how big some of them could get in the South Saskatchewan, right?
yeah. I've seen some 6 footers get pulled out of the South Saskatchewan
Holy,
River. Yeah.
that's
But that
incredible.
the Fraser Valley Sturgeon Expedition is they have 10 to 11 foot sturgeons out there, and they're just absolute dinosaurs, and it's super
Yep.
cool.
It's practically a whale, right? These things are like 100 years old or
Yeah,
more, and amazing. Good for you. Well, Mason, all the best, my friend. Thank you so much. For any potential, student athlete that might be watching this and, they're trying to make up their mind where they might want to go to school or whatever. Well, what would you say are some of the best attributes of Medicine Hat College? I mean, not even sporting wise, but just generally speaking as an educational institution.
well, I took business at the college, and I found that the business instructors at Medicine Hat College were really nice, and they were great to all the students. They took the time out of their day to help you whenever you needed it, um, and they wanted you to succeed, which was important because for me, academics weren't always my strong suit, and so when I got to the college, it was another curve I had to deal with was time management and having to be on the field 6 days a week at certain times and having to balance class and homework and practice and even just
Mhm.
other lifestyle things, right? Like cooking, eating, sleeping, which is a
Yeah.
huge thing. But yeah, like medicine at college is a good spot because class sizes aren't too big. The instructors know who you are. They will help you, and it's pretty comforting, honestly. Like if that's what you're looking for. I
Mhm.
wish I could finish my degree here, but things just go different ways sometimes. So
Yeah. All right. Final question. Show and tell time. We started with Aaron Cameron last week. We had Shea Suki last night. We said, all right, find something around you right now that's got some kind of deep personal meaning, and maybe even a cool story attached. So you're up. Show and tell time with Mason Flegel right now.
so I have actually a team photo from the past year I coached at Notre Dame.
Ah, look at that.
Yeah, we were able to win the league championships for grade 9.
Okay.
Uh, it was pretty cool because been there for 3 years. I've coached most of those kids for 2 years now. The couple of eights that were lucky enough to get called up to the grade 9 team that we had the 2 years ago, and then seeing them coach again. It's just coaching is one of those things that can just be so rewarding for an old player like myself, and just for somebody who wants people to grow as an athlete and an individual.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Kids at the age of grade 8 and 9, I feel like are my favorite to coach because like they're just like sponges. They absorb absolutely anything you tell them, they will do. If you give a kid one job, he'll go out there and he will do it. The best visibility, of course, and like it's just something that you can't really put into words. Sometimes you kind of have to just experience it for yourself. And so the story behind the league championship this year was we were playing Crescent Heights for I think the fifth time in the season, and they had beat us every other time in the season. So the boys just showed a lot of resiliency, and they wanted to win it for us, and they went out there, and we ended up winning it. They had Crescent Heights had a couple of their big players foul out, sorry,
Yep.
and we were able to our boys were able to push themselves, and it took all 12 guys we had on that team to win the league championship and get us to the zone playoff, which was pretty cool. And I just think that that's something that you might just remember forever. And there's moments during the seasons where you're coaching that you won't ever forget.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, like that's just what coaching has given to me because I've had those coaches when I was growing up, and it's just nice to be able to give back, right?
Way to go, Royals. Is that no? Wait, what school is
Nope.
that you said?
Notre Dame were the
Notre
dogs.
Dame, go
Yeah.
Hounds, right? Dogs. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well done. Well done. I
Yeah.
love that. All right. Well, hey, Mason, all the best to you. Hope everything goes great in Calgary for you. As you know, you've always got a spot at the pitch here or in the snake pit. We always love to see the student athletes return, and we just can't wait to see you back in town here. And you know, better days ahead as far as sports are concerned. I got a feeling that when they start coming back, it's going to come back quite quickly. I am highly optimistic for soccer season this fall with the ACAC and hopefully volleyball and basketball thereafter. So to you, have a great summer,
Thank
and
you,
we
you
will
as
see you
well.
very soon. Thank you so
Thanks.
much. All right. There he
Take
goes,
care.
guys. Mason Flegel right there. Number 21, Rattler Soccer. So good to talk to him and catch up with him and get reconnected with what he's up to these days. And I'm kicking myself for getting the name of the team wrong at Notre Dame High School or Notre Dame Middle School because my son actually went there. I should know that, so I feel kind of dumb about that. So, whatever, guys. We got another guest coming up right here tomorrow. I can't wait. We will introduce you to them. Keep an eye on the Rattler social media. Patrick will be announcing tomorrow morning as to who tomorrow's guest is going to be. But in the meantime, if you're a student athlete, if you're alumni, and you want to come on here, you want to tell some stories and talk about your time at the college, we would love that. We'd love it. So reach out to Patrick and talk to him and let him know that you're available and you're good to go. Till next time, have a good night, guys. See you soon. Take care.